good, guys? Welcome back to another crime story. So today we're going to be discussing 21-year-old Destiny Harrison. Now, originally I was going to wait, or I didn't really want to jump on her story just so quick because I am from Baltimore, and I just wanted to see how her story unfolded a little bit more before jumping in. But I felt like it was my duty to do her story on my platform, from being from here and just talking about what has been going on in this crazy city. You know, it has been really crazy this year with so many deaths of young people dying literally every freaking second of the day, you know, and it makes you very scared to raise your children in this environment, because not only that, so many people are going missing. I mean, look at Akia Eggleston, you know, and the young lady that I touched, I think she was like 12 years old, that went missing from here. You know, there's just so much that has transpired in this crazy world, and all you can do is just stay level-headed and try to be grateful for each moment that you get. And that's why I express, in 2020, we are making sure we are not wasting time. And I felt like it was just an honor to touch her story. This should just make you want to grind harder and to be better than what is happening in this crazy world. So by now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard about 20-year-old Destiny Harrison, who was fatally killed in her salon. You know, it's such a tragic story, and it just makes you want to be 10 times more cautious of everything that you are doing. I don't think I can express that enough on my platform, that you like time and just making sure you're aware of your surroundings at all time. Of course, you cannot always be on guard and on point, because just life happens for you. And the crazy thing about it is, before I was looking at her photos, I was like, this girl looks really familiar. And I knew she looked familiar because she used to collaborate with one of my braiders that I go to here in Baltimore as well, who is really, you know, does amazing things. And it just made me say, wow, you know, you've seen this person with, you know, a friend of yours, and you're like, you would have never had thought that in a million years that they would die in this brutal way. December 21st, Destiny was in her salon at the time when someone fatally walked into her salon and shot her in her head, while her daughter was there, and while there was, I believe, 2 other people that were in the salon at that moment. But the most crazy thing about it all is, literally week or two leading up before her death, you know, she was robbed and beaten. You know, these 2 individuals took bundles of hair, you know, and just beat her up over some freaking bundles. Like, seriously. And Destiny had basically did the right thing. She went and filed and pressed charges, and you know, she stated in the documents that she feared for her life. And who would have thought, you know, after that time period, that she would end up like this? And it just makes you so afraid, because, you know, she legit did the right thing. She went to law enforcement, you know, and she pressed charges on these individuals to, you know, protect her baby, her salon. You know, she was a 20-year-old doing great things in the city for herself, an entrepreneur, you know, and it just makes you say, damn, can you not even run a proper business without people trying to kill you? And it just touches on another entrepreneur in our city who lost his life as well to gun violence. His name was Sean. He lost his life out in front of his car dealership. So it's like, I don't know what else can be done when you're literally trying to do the right things and people just have no care. And I feel like this new generation just does not give it 2 flying fucks. But this also, we have to talk about these things, because if we don't, things like this will constantly be swept under the rug. And the crazy thing is, like, literally the next day after finding out that she was brutally killed, there was like a video of her going around, you know, basically saying, you know, what she wanted to do, you know, manifesting that she was going to be the best of doing hair. And from what I could see, she was doing a great job at what she loved the most. And And she literally died doing what she loved the most. And that's the most heartbreaking thing of it all. And to leave her most beautiful baby girl, you know, I do not wish that on no one. I don't care if we are not friends. I don't wish that pain on nobody at all. Literally crazy because another female was literally shot in the head as well. So, and that's why I said I really wanted to do this video too, because it's not only that we lost, you know, Destiny, we lost other people in this freaking month of December, literally lost their lives in the gun violence that were entrepreneurs. Carmen Rodqruies, Destiny Harrison, and then you have Davis. So you have these three people doing great things, trying to provide wealth for their family and to be a entrepreneur, and they just lost their lives to gun violence literally in the span of freaking days and days of each other. It just makes you sad. It just makes you fearful of your life, because people today literally do not have no regard for life. It just makes you say, what more can be done? But what more can be done when Baltimore City is literally poverty? You know, there's lead, you know, so many of this younger generation has lead poisoning. Until we get to the root of those issues, I do not think Baltimore can be a great city. I have not seen crime jump off the way that it has in all my 29 years of living. Maybe I have lived in the hood, but I have never been so afraid that when it's time to get dark, I'm taking my ass in the house. Like, normally I wouldn't even be fearful of that, but we are living in different times where people don't care no more. And like, I just can't stress this enough. You know, it's not even worth getting into an altercation with people, because you don't know if they're gonna come back and try to shoot you, all because of a misunderstanding or because they don't know how to communicate. And it's just so many other issues. You know, Baltimore City doesn't have a lot of recreational centers anymore. The city has taken that away. Let's not even jump on where is the money going that we were supposed to get from the slot machines. Where's that money to help fund our schools? If it's not the schools, it's the crime. So it's like, what more can be done? And this is why a lot of people are afraid and they want to run away from Baltimore, because there is nothing here, you know. And I keep telling my friends and my family who are also entrepreneurs, do what you need to do and get your ass out the city. Like, and the crazy thing about it is, this is another thing that I also have been thinking on with the crime going the way that it is. So in Baltimore, they have also taken away a lot of those Section 8 homes. So they're tearing down a lot of the projects that are near the inner harbor, right? And they're moving those individuals out. And the game plan is they're gonna move those out, and then they're gonna keep raising the rent. Like, if the houses that are there now that they have built, those houses are so expensive. And they're doing that because they want to build this unit. And if you know what I'm talking about, they're building this unit where they don't want black folks in this unit. They want people who got money. And I can understand it now that crime has really been taken off the way that it has. And it's such a shame, because we are so much more than the things that people want us to become. And I think that's the most hurtful feeling of it all, because I did not use where I came from to determine my outlook on life. I used that as a motivator to be better and to do better than my mom, my ancestors, and all of that. And with this new generation, like I said, they just don't give a flying rat's ass about nothing. You know, you can't even have a decent conversation because they can't even, what's the word? Communicate. Because again, schools are failing. There's no money for the city. These politicians are taking the money and creating fraud with it. So it's like, the moment we can tackle these big ass issues and get to the bottom of them, crime is going to continue to skyrocket. People are going to continue to lose their life. And it's such a shame, because we have some amazing people here. You know, Gervonta paid for Destiny's funeral. And I've made a post you know, and he retweeted, and a lot of people were saying, and tweeting me back like, well, yeah, because I basically said that there is some good here because he is from Baltimore and he has made it out, but he has not forgotten about Baltimore. And that's one thing I can say. Since his success in boxing has really skyrocketed, he has not forgotten about his people. And I think people fail to realize that no matter what, no matter bad that comes from the city, we have some dope ass people here. And I won't stop believing in that. But that doesn't mean that I don't want you to get out of your element, get out of that environment, and to go places. Because, I mean, look at Nipsey Hussle. I mean, you try to give back to your community in that sense and make a foundation in that sense, and people just don't care. But it doesn't take away from the good that we have here. We have some really dope ass people doing amazing things. And it's sad that, you know, one person or two people going around killing people is ruining that beauty that we really do have here in the city. There is some talent here. And that's, I'm not going to go back on that statement. There is some great ass people here, you know, who do give back even though they have gotten out of Baltimore. And that's what I'm saying. Do great things, but don't let their deaths, don't let these three individuals' death go in vain. Get on your shit and stay on your shit and get out of this shit. Literally. Like, do great things, because I swear, once I get to the level that I want to be, you know, I'm gone. I'm gone. Like, I'm definitely gone. And I don't live in the city, but I did live in the city, and I had to get my kids out of the city because I cannot stand to live on a block where I don't know if I'm gonna get shot, my children gonna get shot. You know, that's why I work hard. That's why we work hard. But what about the people that can't do that shit? That's what I'm saying. You know, until we tackle those issues, and this is my thing with people. People want to constantly say, well, there's bad in the city, it overrides. Okay, but are you doing anything to help the community? Do anything to help these youth? No, you're not. So then shut the fuck up. You know, like, and that's just how I feel. If you're not trying to help, and it's sad that some people have to lose. My thing is, we're never going to get to that point of crime taking a lower stance if people keep the same mindset of not wanting to help and not wanting to stand up for the crime violence that is happening around the world, period. You can run away all you want, but you're gonna have another issue in another whole city. Yes, crime may be a little lower, but you're still gonna have another issue. And even by me not living in the city no more, I know that I can walk out here today or tomorrow and anything can happen to me, because crime happens anywhere you go. But the point of this video is, do not give up on your dreams. Do not stop fighting for what you want. If your goal is to get out the hood, do that. Manifest that. If your goal is to become successful, do that. Don't stop. And I know I see a lot of people on social media afraid because of the deaths of these three entrepreneurs who had businesses. But don't let their deaths go in vain. That's one thing I have taken from this. Do not let their deaths go in vain, because then they died in vain, because you're letting the murderer get away with killing innocent people, or killing people who had big dreams and wanted to do so much more. But that is pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to touch on Destiny Harrison's story, and of course Carmen and Sean, because they too also lost their lives in a week, not even in like a week span of each other.